we discussed the operations and type of the presses, cutting theory, some differences also I have told you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Some students are waiting, sir.
Yes, I have admitted. Yeah, also this different what are the different type of presses, what are the parts of the dial and clearance. Clearance is generally take 5% for medium carbon steel, 5%. Oh, here it is given 6%, 5% is also fine. It will be specified in the numerical. And I also told you what is combination die, what is compound die. In compound die, the operations are done simultaneously, and then there is only one station here. In combination die, like blanking followed by drawing, that is a combination. It is not done in one stroke. It is not done simultaneously. And in progressive die, there are more than one station. So we were here in comparison between compound die and progressive die. Compound dies are cutting dies, as only cutting operations are carried out. For progressive die may there are number of stations, so different operations can be done. Even you can do bending, drawing in progressive die, but bending and drawing will be of course will be done at the last station. In compound die, it one or more cutting operation during one stroke, whereas here it is one or more operations during one stroke of the press at different stations. That there are different stations. Compound die is slow, here it is, this is faster. So obviously the strip length will be small in case of compound die, whereas in case of progressive die, the strip length are quite long. Next difference is large mounts can be blanked in a smaller place. Here you need to have a bigger place because the size of the die is more.
हेलो हाँ सर हेलो
So in
हेलो
progressive die, the basic advantage is
ओ
the
ओ
metal
आया
handling
आया
cost is less. Whereas
हाँ हाँ
metal handling cost is more. Final component is formed by simultaneously performing more than one cutting operation. Simultaneously means at a time. Whereas here it is gradual progressing. An example of compound die washer, blanking and piercing. It is done simultaneously. Whereas in progressive die, blanking will be done at one station and piercing will be done at other station. This point number 8 will make it very clear. Then how to determine the size of the press. There are many, like it can be determined by the piston area, by the bed size, by the shut height. The most important is tonnage capacity. That is, moment you receive the component, you first work out the tonnage and you check whether you have that press or not. 5 टन में हो जाएगा, मेरे पास 5 टन का मशीन नहीं है, so like that. Tonnage capacity can also be worked out by shear strength of a crankshaft into area, and in case of hydraulic press, tonnage capacity is worked out by piston area into all press. What we have taught you by different method. That is, this is actually the correct way. We have taught you by finding out the blanking area and considering the strength of the metal to be. How do you specify a press? The tonnage is most important. This is how it is calculated, but whatever we have taught you, that is, find out the blanking area and piercing area, add करो, and then multiply by shear strength. So you will get the tonnage capacity. The specification of a press stroke. So how much the ram will travel, the distance traveled by the ram from top to the bottom position. Then die space. How much is the space available? Basically, this is nothing but the table area. Press tonnage is the most important. Then how many strokes per minute? As I told you, nowadays we have high speed presses, 1,000 strokes, 2,000 strokes per minute. Then shut height. Shut height is when you are completely taking the ram down. So what is the distance between the table and the ram? That is what is called as the shut height. This is very much useful when you have you have dies and you know the height of the dies. So the height of the dies should be more than the shut height. Or if it is height of the die is small, then you can put parallel block below the die. Then press adjustment, that is, it is the distance through which ram can be lowered. Now, ram you have taken totally down, but still below that also you can take the ram down manually around another 1 inch or 2 inch. So that is nothing but your press adjustment is. In this you already know how to find out the percentage of material utilization, that is total area of the blank. Let me make it clear that here you have to take the blank area and suppose if in the blank there are say many holes, you are not supposed to subtract that area. You are not supposed to subtract the area of the holes. It is the blanking area. So once you know the specification, you can take decision for selecting a press.
कधी मिळणार
So direction of the press depends on this. What is the size of the workpiece? What is the material? What production rate you want? What is the power required? What are the type of operations? Then dimensional tolerances. This is based on this you can take the decision to select the press as a enter value. Cutting forces. So the force required to cut a material. Let me connect the charger. By this relation, it is sheared area into shearing strength. It is not cross-sectional area. Cross-sectional area is if it is a circle, then cross-sectional area is calculated by pi square, and sheared area will be nothing but 2 pi r, that is circumference into thickness. That is the difference between sheared area and cross-sectional area. If you want to do rectangle, if you want to cut a rectangle, then shear area will be length into breadth. No, that is cross-section area. Cross-section area will be length into breadth, and sheared area will be total perimeter into thickness. So be careful while calculating the area. Then how to, here it is given, देखो, F max, this is for the rectangular and this is for the circular. And how to calculate the energy? Energy is nothing but the work done. So that is calculated by E is equal to what is the maximum force that you have got into how much it is going to travel, punch travel. Generally, punch travel will be nothing but thickness of the strip, little more than that, 1 mm. There is something called as the shear on the punch or on the die. Means we give angle on the punch, or we give angle on the die block. This is for reducing the load. For reducing the load on the press. If you give an angle on the die block like this, I'll draw it for you. What do you mean by shear? See, this is a die block suppose. So the shear is like this. This is the die. And this is shear on the die. Shear on the punch is like this. So this is a punch. And shear on the punch means you are giving angle like this. It is 1 degree maximum, 1 degree or 2 degree. This is the shear on the punch and this is the shear on the die. So the purpose of this is if I make this like this, this is a die block straight and this is a punch. So what happens here? This total area is in contact. So the force required on the press is much. Whereas here the total area will not be in contact from the beginning. First this will touch and then progressively the entire area will make contact. So the load on the press is reduced. This is what is called as the shear on the punch or shear on the die. This is just to reduce the load on the press.
फोन केलेला बरी आहे हो आता तेच तयारी करत
This is what the meaning of shear is.
आताच बघितलं.
So if it is a blanking operation, this is again a typical Viva question. Shear is provided on the die face, and if it is a piercing operation, then shear is provided on the punch face. You have to remember that very well. So if it is, this is a diagram of effect of shear on cutting force. Here, the shear on the punch. This is the shear on the die. So the load will be progressive. So instead of giving the jhatka at a time, you are giving jhatka slowly. So it is something like suppose you have a कुल्ली and कुल्ली के ऊपर पूरा का पूरा 20 किलो उसका दिमाग पे डालेगा तो विल फॉल डाउन. तो हम लोग हल्का हल्का सा डालते हैं 5 किलो 5 किलो 5 किलो 5 किलो उसका सर्किल. Then staggering of the punches, like suppose if you have 2 punches or 3 punches, then as far as possible you have to give the height difference. Height difference रखने. You have to, मतलब not all the punches should contact simultaneously. So first this punch, then this punch, and if you have additional punches, so you have to keep a gap. If this is say 20, then this you can reduce by 0.5, then another punch you can reduce by 0.2, 0.3, like that. So all the punches are not touching the die block simultaneously. So center of pressure is like, suppose if you have irregular shape or non-symmetrical shape, then center of pressure is not at the center. So that will cause bending of the press ram. So it will topple if there is no proper foundation. So that's why we need to have we need to calculate the center of pressure. These are the shears which I was talking about. So if it is blanking, just have a look on it, because this is important from examination point of view. That is how to reduce the cutting forces on a press. So there are four ways. In case of punching, here is provided on the punch, and in case of blanking, here is provided on the die. So this is for the single shear. This is a single shear, and this is double shear. Here this is the radius, and this is concave, and this is convex. Generally, we go for this single shear on the punch. So now you might have noticed that punch when it is going down, it will make the contact progressively. Had this been horizontally, the entire area will come. So the load on the press will increase. So to reduce that, you have to give the angle. So in case of punching, it is given to the punch, and in case of blanking, it is given to the die. So this is the die block. This is the die block. Always single shear is preferred from manufacturing point of view. Because if you want to make like this, then there will be some manufacturing limitation or manufacturing cost will increase. So that was here. Then the center of pressure is nothing but the centroid or the center of gravity. So you have to consider the length of the element and do not consider the area. So this all of you are aware of calculator center of pressure. So now blanking die design is also I have taught. The first important thing is find out the strip layout. And once your strip layout is finalized, then you have to design the various components. And what are the components? Die block, die opening, Allen gap screw, royal pins, punch, slippers, spiders. Now you are familiar with all this. Stop. Strip is stop. Strip shot. Strip stop. It can be manual, it can be automatic. Knock off the ejectors. Pressure pad is nothing but a stripper. Pressure pad is also called the stripper. This is how the die block will be. This is the cavity. This is the strip which is going, and the blanking will take place. So you need to have two double pins and two set screws, and you have to keep those double pins diagonally opposite. I have told you that if you take die block thickness as 75 mm, and here are some guidelines. 1925-21, that is if the blank perimeter is less than 75, here there is a printing mistake. If the blank perimeter is less than 75, then die block thickness will be 19. You get from 75 to 250, 25, and more than 250, then 30. then die opening. This is what is called as the die opening. So some portion has to be straight, that is called as the land. This is the thickness of the die block. So generally we keep this straight land as 5 mm. So die opening is generally 2 times the thickness. Like if the thickness is say 2 mm, then die opening can be around 4 mm. So this clearance, if the strip thickness is 2 mm, this clearance can be 4 mm. Now, first step is to design the strip layout. Now here see, it is L-shaped component. So you can keep it like this. This is the simple. Your die will also become simple, but your utilization will be less. This is preferred because the scrap is going to be less, but then die design will be little complex because here one punch is there, here there is a punch. So these two punches are together. So you have to see what is the wall thickness between the two punches. So that wall thickness, if it is less than 3 mm, then the punches will collapse. So to ensure that minimum wall thickness should be 3 mm between two punches, preferably 5 mm. This is another, like how to calculate this. It all depend upon the thickness of the strip. We can take it 2 mm, this 2 mm, 2 mm, 2 mm, or you can go as per the formula also. Front there. 2 mm is just nice. So once you get the pitch, then you can find out the number of components. Okay, so if you assume that these are the 3 layouts, 1, 2, 3, then if you change the feeding direction of the strip, then you will get total 6 options. And whichever gives you higher utilization, that you have to select. Burr direction generally comes at the bottom of the component. So if you touch your finger, you will come to burr. So wherever there is formation of burr, that is the if the burr is more, that's an indication that your die and punch are blunt. You need to do regrind. Cap screw, generally you can go for M8 and oil you can go for 6 mm. This is a dowel and remember if you are using a dowel then both the hole has to be rimmed. That is, there is a hole here in the diagram. There is a hole in the horseshoe also. So both the holes should be rimmed, and the function of dowel is to align. Whereas tab screw, threading is done only in one part. Most of the students they show threading in both the parts. That is wrong. So threading is done in one part, and this is a here you have a free hole. So here this representation is wrong. This is what happens with the non-standard books, technical publications. Everybody join now. So there will be two lines here, because and here also there will be two lines. If you see the drawing, it appears that this is going like a transition field, like here, but there has to be clearance in the head. It is counter bore as well as this. So this will be a free hole. Like say this is 8, M8, then you can take this as 9. And if the head diameter is say 16, then you can take this as 17. But you have to show two lines here, and again two lines here and two lines here, because this is going to be a free hole inside the die block. Wherever there is a head, that will be a free hole. Again, here some guidelines are there. That is, if your die block area is 180, then you can go for 2. That's good. Instead of 10, you can go for 8 also. डाल पिन तो आपको दो लगेगा ही, because if you give one dial pin, then the two pieces can rotate on one another. And if you give two holes, two dial pins, then that degrees of freedom, that rotation will be avoided. Then there is a formula for calculating maximum punch length also. Length of the punch is given by this relation, 5d upon it. If you want to do a proper design, then you can go for this. Shear strength, etc., you can get it from design data book. And there are many design data books. In stripper, so stripper में there are two types. One is fixed stripper. So this is called as a fixed stripper. These are the guide plates for guiding the strip. So this stripper is bolted to the die block. That's why it is called as a fixed stripper. This is your spring-loaded stripper, and this is your stock or strip. The spring-loaded stripper will give the full pressure, full contact to the stock or to the strip, complete area. These are the differences between fixed stripper and spring-loaded stripper. This is simple. This is complicated. You have seen in the diagram. This is used for thick strips, not sheet. Sheet is not a correct word. And this is used for thin strip. Spring-loaded strips are done where the feeding is automatic. Whereas here fixed stripper feeding is done manually. Fixed stripper will give large stripping force, whereas spring loaded stripper will give comparatively less stripping force. Then fixed stripper will take less space, whereas spring loaded stripper will take more space. Then how to hold a punch? So there are different methods. Then pilots are used in progressive dive. So pilot will locate the strip. So it is always advisable that you first do the punching, piercing at first station. Then second station may you provide a pilot. No doubt you have a stop, but pilot will give you the better accuracy. And then in the third station you do blanking. So most of the progressive dive, if there is a blanking and piercing, it can be three station dive. Here there are different methods of holding the punch. This punch is directly held by a punch holder. Here the punch is fixed in this punch plate by doing counter sum. And then this plate is fixed to this punch holder by tap screw. This is for a bigger punch. Like this is the punch, so you have given a collar here, and then it is bolted. So this is for the large punch. These two are used for the smaller punches. Okay, we'll continue next time. Thank you very much. If you have any doubt, please ask.